welcome. What's good? Wednesday, November 29th, vlog 48. 48. Welcome, what's good? What's good, welcome. I had a haircut, and I didn't mention that last time. I noticed it, I uploaded the vlog, I watched it back, and I'm like, yeah, no, I did have a haircut, didn't I? And then I watched the song, and I'm like, oh yeah, but I recorded that before the vlog. And I've also, so the next two songs, week 48 and 49, I still have my long hair. And I need to record week 50 after I've recorded this and edited this. I need to record week 50, I just finished writing it. So I only have 2 more songs to write this year. Juxta still has 5 more songs to mix and master, and 2 more beats to make and send me. But yeah, then that's the whole project. And you know, I've got a few more vlogs to make. I don't know if I'll do any more breakdowns. So yeah, we're coming to a close now. It's getting really real. I mean, because technically, as soon as I finish those 2 songs, my workload eases up instantly. As soon as I've written those 2 songs, for the first time in a year, I don't need to write anything. I mean, I still will. Do you know what I think's funny? I reckon I'm gonna have like another like banger before the year's out. I reckon once the pressure of the project is off, I think I'm just gonna have this wave of comfort and relaxation that just lets me write something. So that's good, I think. It's a good way to, you know, jump off into the new year. I mean, I probably won't upload something as soon as I've got something banging, but I mean, me and Juxta will work out what the plan is for the new year. And there is talk of other projects, like I am in communication with a few other people, and you know, collaborations are spoken about a lot, and there are a few that I definitely want to work on. So yeah, we'll see. There's going to be more music next year, but for now it's just concentrate on the weeklies. Yeah, and I mean, even if I do leave the country, which I very likely will, the 2 options I was exploring that would allow me to stay are both not something I can go for. So yeah, I think I am going to be going. I sent my CV to somebody today about jobs in Taiwan, because I think I'm going to try and get to Taiwan, and I should manage it. I don't see why I wouldn't be able to go there, unless they have a problem with the time I've spent in China, because Taiwan and China are not really best friends. But we'll see. The good thing is, if I get over there, I don't lose any internet. I get to keep all of my internet, so it won't be like last time. Last time I left, I went radio silence. Like, there was like a long period of time where my VPN went down and I couldn't use my Western social media or Google, and it was down. I couldn't get on it for like a few months, and by the time it was back, I was kind of used to going without it. But then, and again, when I changed phones in China, I lost all of my apps and stuff like that, and there's certain stuff you can't download in the country, so that all went against me. But if I'm in Taiwan, that's not going to be something that affects me, which is great. So yeah, no matter where I am, I'll take my camera and my microphone. I'll probably upgrade some equipment, and I'll still keep making stuff wherever I am. Because I mean, I think it'll be good for me. I think it'll be good for my sanity if I'm in a strange place trying to start a new life on my own, and I can kind of keep uploading stuff and have a little bit of interaction with like the general public back home. I think that's really cool. So yeah, that's the plan. What else was I going to speak about? I can't remember, but yeah, so there's projects. There's definitely more stuff to be made. I kind of forgot about it, but I was supposed to write a book, wasn't I? That was like my main thing when I was coming back from China. I spent like the whole of 2022, like the last job I had in China, every lunch break, I had like a 2.5-hour lunch break every day, and every lunch break I would go to like a restaurant, have a coffee and something to eat, and I'd write not lyrics, I'd write stories. I'd write for the book, like chapters, or stories, isolated incidents, to create this book that I convinced myself was going to be something brilliant. And then I came back here, and I think it was when I applied for the funding. I applied for funding from the Arts Council to support me while I work on the book, and that was denied. And then I'd put the book on hold while I waited for the response, and then by the time I got the response, I'd really lost motivation on the book. But the breakdowns of the stories, like the breakdowns I've done on the songs, like the breakdown I did on week 7 and the breakdown I did on Monkey in My Pocket, those both exist as stories. Now the breakdowns I didn't go into all the detail. I didn't explain the full story the way I've written it. I didn't even look at the stories before I did the breakdown, to be honest with you. I should have gone back to the stories. And I had a realization as well. Every time I've struggled to write a song this year, I should have been going back to my stories, because I've got nearly 200,000 words of stories that are all based around isolated incidents that I thought were interesting enough to talk about. So yeah, the story about leaving at the airport is one of them. Leaving my friend at the airport is one of them. The story about landing in Shenyang is one of them. And so yeah, I think there's something there. It's just the problem is to go from what I do to try and attempt to go into like the world of books and authors. It just seems like such a gap. Like, and I can't even like really kind of struggle to get a foot in the door of my chosen art form, of the art form that I really think I'm the best at. Not the best out of it, the best of my art forms. Of all that I can do, I think my strongest skill is my lyrics. I think they are my lyrics. And if I can't get a foot in the door with that, then I think it's a stretch to think I'd have any luck trying to be an author. But I mean, I have all those stories though. They exist, and there's going to be something I can do with them, whether they do end up in a book or whether they end up being, I don't know, podcasts or something like that. Maybe I can get an animator. I think I spoke about this before. I was thinking about using AI to generate images to do it, but so there's all these projects, there's lots of ideas, and the moving country will be a case of I'll be taking a teaching job, I expect, and doing everything on the side, but at least I think it will still be good. I think I'll enjoy the teaching in a different country more than I enjoy the office in England, so it's good, and I can keep practicing. So many positives. There's a lot of scary animals in Taiwan though, actually. I realised I went to see a friend yesterday and we were talking about that, so there's some scary animals there, which scares me, but I kind of like it as well. Yeah. What else though? What else let's talk about? I've meant to talk about this like a few times, but UK battle rap is kind of really interesting again recently. I don't know, it was earlier in the year. Earlier in the year I was talking to a friend of mine who also used to battle. Me and him used to battle together, and we were talking about it. We were like, have you been watching any? I'm like, yeah, I have. Have you? And he's like, yeah. And we've both been watching it, and I think I've been watching more than him. Like, because I knew a few of the guys. Like, I know some of the new guys now. I know who I like out of the new guys. I know who I don't want to say it out loud. I know who I think I'd be okay against, and I know who I think would give me a real challenge. And it's just quite interesting because I mean, battle rap is like the soap opera. I don't know if people who watch what I do here ever watch the rap battles or any of my old rap battles. There's probably like 10 rap battles I did from back in the day on Don't Flop, because at the time that was like the main platform, and now it's kind of split between Don't Flop and Premier Battles, and there are a few more leagues that I forget. There are definitely a few more leagues though, but those are the main ones, and those are the ones that I'll watch, because I know the roster. That's the thing with me. I like to know the people I'm watching, not personally, but I like to at least be familiar with their work a bit. So I don't normally watch a lot of the tryouts until one of them maybe battles someone else that I know, or I see somebody else in the scene whose opinion I kind of like, say something good about the battle, then maybe I'll check it. But yeah, it's very interesting, and I still like it. Like, I still like watching it, but the idea, I keep thinking like, would I do it again? Like, will I go and battle? And it's tempting, mainly because I think people are more excited about seeing me do that than hearing my weekly songs. I think, like, I think more people, when I mention battling, more people seem to kind of get excited and be like, you're going to do it again? Are you going to battle again? And a part of me wants to, but the thing that puts me off is like, I'm kind of like, I feel like at the time when I started battling, it was like, all right, I need to prove myself here. And sometimes I did. I had some good performances, I had some bad performances, I had some good and bad battles, good and bad moments, and that I think I never really battled enough to get any kind of like name for myself in that scene or any kind of status. I was just kind of, occasionally I was active. And I don't know, because I think the bottom line is with battling is like, I like the idea of it more than I like the reality of it. Like, I love the idea of like going to an event and battling someone and having a good time and getting a good response and all that. But the reality is, I think if I accept a battle, I'm not in a position where I can kind of choose who I want. And I feel like if I reach out to battle and they offer me an opponent, I feel like I kind of got to say yes. I kind of can't be fussy about it. I'll go like, well, you've offered me them, I'll take them. And maybe that's someone I don't really want to battle. Maybe that's someone I don't find exciting to write for. I don't care about view count. You know, I'm not like, I don't want to battle the person who's going to get me the most views. It's like I want to battle the person that is going to be an interesting battle. But yeah, I'm also skeptical about being judged, because there's a part of me that thinks like I don't want to be judged on my art form, because that's like, because I don't feel like you can be. But the thing is with the battle, I guess you're not being judged on the art form, you're being judged on how well you did on dismantling that person, or how well you didn't do on being dismantled. So yeah, I think I would. I think I'd definitely consider it, but the reality is that once I confirm an opponent, then my mind is like obsessed with that day, and it's constantly on my mind, and you're jotting lines here and there, and you've got to construct and write and memorize and break and rewrite and memorize, and then it's like, you know, you could go to the event, travel to the event, and it's cost as well. It's like, it's time and money, like, because I mean, even if they offered me any money, I think it wouldn't be more than transport, which is kind of fine. But yeah, I don't know. So it's all that, but it's kind of exciting. It's just a lot of work for something that might go wrong. But I am kind of excited by it. It depends on what happens. And if I'm going to be leaving the country in the near future, I don't even know whether I have time. But I'll keep watching. And yeah, if loads of people really want me to battle, I'm not gonna lie, if like I drop this and then like loads of people seem really interested in that, then I'll definitely give it a bit more consideration, just because I think well, it wouldn't hurt me to do something for you every now and then rather than just for me, innit? Stop being so selfish. Alright, that's it. I don't know what the song's called this week. You'll see the name momentarily. Take care, be good.